Recall in our product backlog video, we talked about product backlog refinement. I would like us to discuss some common approaches in product backlog refinement. First is user stories. User stories is a common technique used in extreme programming. In extreme programming, requirements are written as user stories. User stories are written on index cards and describe functional expectations from the user's perspective. Bill Wake, one of the early professionals in extreme programming, suggested an acronym INVEST as a simple way to remember and assess whether or not a user story is well formed. I stands for independent, N stands for negotiable, V valuable, E estimable, S sized appropriately, T testable. User stories typically describe the feature story from the perspective of the user. The advantage of taking the user's perspective is to describe the system or application requirements to focus on the value of the work for that user. These index cards are easy to move around or easy to remove from the planning board. The planning board is a place where user stories written on index cards are placed, and this planning board serves as an information radiator. Another advantage is that these cards have limited space for textual descriptions and details, so your stories are incomplete, and this will ensure that conversations take place. And with these conversations, you discover additional details that you can add to the card, and then you understand the user better. More information can be added to the card based on these discussions. Some can be expressed as acceptance criteria. These informations you are adding to the index cards have to be written on the back of the card. Kindly note that there is no obligation in Scrum to use the user story format for product backlog refinement. Let's take a case scenario. I am an event planner, and a family reached out to me that they want to plan a 70th birthday party for their mom. The children here, the family, are the users. I, the event planner, and my team of vendors, we are the developers. They come with their requirements: a fine hall, a big cake, a classy decoration, good music, and good food. They write them on their index cards and place on the planning board. I come with my team and we look at it, but there is no specific. So for us to know exactly what they want, we have to have a discussion. We have to have a meeting. And in discussing, for the fine hall, they had to tell me that they want a tent, not a building. For music, they said they wanted old school music. For food, they needed a 3-course meal, the appetizer, the main course, and a dessert. For the decoration, they needed an all-white decoration. By doing this, you can see that we have done product backlog refinement using the user story techniques. However, it is important to note that for everything that has an advantage, there is a disadvantage. One of the disadvantages of this method is that the team risks forgetting important work that needs to be undertaken, or it might force teams to spend more time and energy using right formats, thus creating waste. However, for functional items on the product backlog, user stories can be very good a tactic to use. The second common approach in product backlog refinement is planning poker. This is an estimation technique invented by James Greening. It's one of the common approaches in extreme programming. Here, a team has a discussion of requirements, after which each team member decides on an estimate for the requirements by picking a value from a set of poker cards. If you're familiar with poker cards, you know that they use a Fibonacci sequence. This sequence is a series of numbers in which each number is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. So for example, we have the number starting from 0, the next is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, and so on and so forth. All team members keep their chosen value to themselves until everyone has done so. Then they go ahead to review their estimates at the same time, after which they continue conversations over possible differences. This cycle is repeated until an agreement and a joint understanding of the requirements are reached. It is important to note that in Scrum, estimations on the product backlog items are the ultimate responsibilities of the developers.